warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from K2T22, and firstly, we want to introduce ourselves. Myself, my name is Primadita Pratama.
My name is Muhammad Fatwari Fari.
My name is Muhammad Firdaus.
My name is Muhammad Farizi.
And I am Belinda K2T22.
We are civil engineering students from University Technology Malaysia, first year.
And our partners are from the K1T3 and K2T12.
Our assignments are about transportation engineering, and the other one is environmental engineering. The other two assignments from other section are about structures and water resource.
We have discussed about assignments we have done and also explained it to them. We've got some super advice such as their assignments to help us understanding what they got.
Structural engineering is one branch of civil engineering that discusses about the design structure and structure analysis of buildings. Structural engineering also be related to the development environment such as tunnel, offshores, bridge, flyovers, dam, towers, stadium, and other civil engineering works. Further information, structural engineering theory is based on physical laws and empirical knowledge about the performance of structures based on certain materials and geometries. Structure itself is defined as an interconnected system that is designed in a stable state and is used to support loads or load combinations in equilibrium under the various of external force and internal force. Materials are very important in structural engineering, where it has been used in every type of construction works. Common elements of a building structures are beams, columns, slabs, walls, footings, stairs, and etc. Generally, building structures are classified as load-bearing structure or frame structure, depending upon how the load is transferred from various elements of the structure. Other common elements in industrial structures are trusses, girders, beams, and columns of various section, connection, and etc. Cables and arches are used in bridge, domes, cells, 3D diagram sheets, and etc. are used in structures of stadium and gathering halls. The structure can be of many geometric shapes, patterns, size, material, and configuration. The structure can be classified as 2D or 3D, coplanar or non-coplanar.
Hydraulic engineering is a sub-discipline of civil engineering that is related to fluid flow, generally water and waste. One characteristic of this system is the extensive analysis of gravity as the driving force that causes fluid movement. This field of civil engineering is related to the design of bridges, dams, streets, canals, and embankments. Hydraulic engineering is also applied in the field of sanitation and environmental engineering. Hydraulics is the application of the principle of fluid mechanics to problems related to the collection, storage, control, transfer, regulation, measurement, and use of water. Hydraulics are part of hydromechanics to associate with water movement. Reviewed from the flow mechanics, there are two streams that we learn. Among of them is a closed channel flow and open channel flow. These two kinds of stream in many ways have a similarities but differ in one on important provision. As we have to know, water flows from upstream to downstream unless there is a force that causes flow in the opposite direction until it reaches a certain water level elevation, for example, like a certain water level in a lake or sea level. Also, channel planning is generally aimed at the characteristic of artificial channels. The hydraulic concept can also be applied equally well to natural channels as well as to natural channels. If the channel is open to the atmosphere, then the flow is called an open channel flow or free surface flow. If the flow has a full cross section, called a closed channel flow or full flow.
Transportation engineering is a branch of civil engineering that is involved in the planning, design, operation, and maintenance of safe and efficient transportation system. This system includes roadways, railways, waterways, and intermodal operations. Typically, the demand is the amount of traffic, like fuel cars, rail cars, barges, that is expected to use a particular transportation facility, while the supply is the quantity and type of infrastructure components, pavements, and etc. The systems are typically large and expensive. than to provide for the safe and efficient and convenient movement of people and goods. Transportation has always played an essential role in the development of society. Originally with regard to trade routes and harbors, but more recently with regard to land and air-based systems as well. Increasing environmental concerns have revived an interest in the development and management public transportation system. Professional activities can range from road and transit design and operation at the urban scale to railroad, seaway, and airport location, construction, and operation at the regional and national scale. Employment opportunities are available both in the public sector, example federal and provincial government transportation ministries, regional and municipal road traffic and transit agency. In the private sector, for example, engineering consultant, trucking, railroad, and airline companies. The undergraduate, core, and technical complementary program provide for a solid grounding in transportation engineering sufficient for related professional employment.
In the world of civil engineering, geotechnical science is the first step formed as infrastructure. Without geotechnical knowledge to build infrastructure that can stand firmly, infrastructure development can be just adjusted that it can be adjusted according to development plans. By exploring and understanding these characteristics for a project, an engineer can ask for help while turning what is meant by new innovation in the world of civil engineering for infrastructure development. Geotechnical engineering is a part of civil engineering discipline. With the engineering behavior of earth materials, this discipline is important in civil engineering. Its application in human needs such as military, mining, and petroleum, also the other engineering work that concerns with the construction occurring on the surface or within the ground. Using the principles of soil mechanics and rocks mechanics to investigate the subsurface conditions. Geotechnics uses scientific method, engineering principles, and use of knowledge of materials of the earth to find solution and design of engineering works. And it's also applied science of predicting the behavior of the earth, materials, and process towards making the earth more suitable for human activities and development. Examples: predict and prevent natural hazards, such as avalanche, mud flows, landslide, rock slides, sinkholes, volcano eruption.
The natural environment encompasses all living and non-living things occurring naturally. This environment encompasses the interaction of all living species, climate, weather, and natural resources that affect human survival and economic activity. Environmental engineering is a professional engineering discipline that takes from broad scientific topics like geology, hydraulics, hydrology, mathematics, and etc. to create solutions that will protect and also improve the health of living organisms and improve the quality of the environment. Environmental engineers devise solutions for wastewater management, water and air pollution control, recycling, waste disposal, and PCO. They design municipal water supply and industrial wastewater treatment systems, and design plans to prevent waterborne disease and improve sanitation in urban, rural, and recreational areas. Environmental engineers study the effects of technological advance on the environment, addressing local and worldwide environmental issues such as acid rain, global warming, ozone depletion, water pollution, and air pollution from automobile exhaust and industrial source. There are some applications on environmental engineering. The first is water supply treatment, second was water treatment, and the third is air pollution management.
The assignment has made by the K2T22. They were interested to measure M48 building that has 3 floors. They managed to get the requirement to measure with the help of measuring tape from unit ukur. Firstly, they tabulate the requirements to show overall check structure in M48. Column takes 2,955.2 kilonewtons, and the 3 slabs 2,273.98 kilonewtons, and the total beams 645.02 kilonewtons. Then by the results, they have found the building dead load is 5,574.2 kilonewtons, and the lift load is 11.96 kilonewtons. They also managed to make the water resource engineering assignment with their a first look at coastal erosion and its mitigations. They describe the waterway resource routines as dredging, process removal of sediments and debris from the bottom lakes, rivers, harbors, and the other water bodies. The purpose of this research is to get the material dredge volume by the geospatial data. Their survey was studied, firstly, the dredges dredge the channel. The dredges dredge the channel at the river mouth. Then, dredge the sand has to be transferred to the erosion part of the coastal. After that, cover the moved sand along the coastal by the geotextile with some smaller stone as its underlayer. Oh, it's done.
The first assignment of K2 is about the nature of transportation and geotechnics department. I focus more on transportation, explain the role of civil engineering in transportation around the world in more detail. Our lecturer demonstrates the types of transportation and how to develop over years. Our lecturer gave us an assignment, explain in your own ideas how to develop and improve transportation system in SKAB to summarize and assess our understanding. We discussed about many solutions such as making new bus stop or put traffic lights, made a wide sidewalk.
Engineering is different than other programs on
Prof.
campus
asked me give a
because we
lecture
really are given opportunity
about
to
the importance of
make real
environment
solutions
and
for
how we should pay more attention to the environment around us. He demonstrated the role of civil engineering in the environment and how the civil engineer could help to save it. He talked about some environmental issues that threaten the world, especially Malaysia, without forgetting the water section in this department. He explained how the water can be crucial for civil engineer in his work, from foundations of buildings to manage water supply and waste water as well, with an example for river in Malaysia.